This is Barbara Lloyd. I'm Andrew White. We did a lesson taping in my studio. It seemed small and cramped, and so I thought this time we'd take it into the recital hall because it just seems more comfortable here. I will explain a little bit as we go, as I did before. However, I can't explain everything because there just isn't that much time. But bear in mind that everything that I will do has been thoroughly explained to Barbara. In a normal lesson there, after the explaining process has taken place in the first few lessons, there isn't a whole lot of explaining that goes on, and consequently the whole warm-up ends up taking about 15 minutes, and then the second half of the lesson is devoted to repertoire. But it makes no sense for me to go through a pedagogical process without explaining the thinking behind it, at least somewhat, so I will kind of throw in some explanations as I go. Take your arms above your head, interlock your fingers, stretch upwards, expand your belly with your breath. And release your arms together with your breath. Go over to one side, stretch the side of your rib cage as you inhale. And release and come up, go over to the other side, fan out the other side of your rib cage as you inhale. And release and come up, take your arms behind you, pull your shoulders behind your back, sternum to the ceiling, reach to the back wall with the crown of your head, breathe down to the belt line. And release, take your arms in front of you, pull your shoulder blades apart and breathe into the space between your shoulder blades. And release, bend your knees, round your spine, hang over, bounce gently, and breathe into the small of your back. And release, roll up through the spine, stacking your vertebrae from the bottom up. The last thing up will be your head. The spine is the most important aspect of posture, and decompressing it is the major issue. If we take the spine in all four directions, what we're doing is we're decompressing it in each one of those directions and strengthening the muscles of the spine, which is the central issue of posture. Place your hands on your lower abdomen, breathe into your hands, blow your air out, belly in, and press it all the way in as far in as it'll go. All your air is out, belly's pressed against your spine. Hold it there with your belly muscles tight, let go of it with your hands. Strengthening the transverse abdominal muscles of exhalation. Breathe in, let your belly out, and pull your rib cage apart as you inhale. Hold your ribs out like that with your rib cage muscles, blow your belly air out on a long S, keeping the ribs expanded. Teaching the body to exhale abdominally and breathe into the abdomen and breathe in and out slowly, keeping the rib cage expanded. Teaching to breathe abdominally in the context of an expanded rib cage, preventing the danger of collapsing the rib cage and establishing that coordination. Speed the inhalation and exhalation process up so you're panting. Shape Hawaii, Ohio. And while you're doing that, you're feeling a stretch in the back of the throat, a lifting of the palate, and a lowering of the larynx. Let the panting get smaller and smaller until it comes to stillness, but you feel as if you're still panting. You have this kind of tension in your abdomen. Shape an O vowel sound and sing. Exercise with Matthew, it serves a similar purpose in connecting the support to the core of the tone, but it does not in this case serve the purpose of extending the registration overlap, which it does with the male voice. in the lower register, carrying the lower register up, and then later get into the falsetto, bring the falsetto down, extending the overlap between the registers. Here, obviously, she's already in her upper register. We're not doing anything with the registration. However, the extreme subglottal pressure combined with the very dark vowel, the O vowel sound, gets the larynx into the lower position and helps elicit glottal closure in the middle range, which is, of course, where the female voice wants to be breathy. So it helps, it's the exact same exercise, but serves different purpose. Exercise comes from Lessig training. That's where I got the idea for. You actually shape the O vowel with a sort of a length in here and a sallowing of the cheeks that helps the larynx to remain low. Okay, and now we'll begin the lip buzz on a 9-note scale. Breathing low every time. Secondo passaggio, it will also move easily then into flageolet because of the effect of an occlusion, slowing down and regulating the breath flow. Also, the lip buzz will cause the larynx to remain in the lowered position, whereas some other occlusions, that's not so much the case. So instead of going, she's going to go like this. And by doing that, there's a feeling of opening inside the throat. So K inhalation, lift the cheeks, and laugh with the belly. And because the throat is open with the K inhalation space, she passes right through the passaggio into flageolet and is able to sing easily these notes D and B flat above high C. But this is also easier to access after having done the lip buzz. So that's why the lip buzz comes first. Get into her lower range using the fish lips exercise. Lips are out like this. Very important not to move the jaw. Wah, wah, wah would not help you. Extends the vocal tract, makes it possible to sing lower notes. Her lowest chest voice tones to her upper register without ever getting stuck in the middle. It transitions directly from low to high, and it helps to put a floor on the voice so that there's a stability in the tone when she's singing high. The voice, and so it's necessary to do something oppositional to shed the weight, and so for that we'll go with the cheeks up, a bright vowel, and a laughing belly to try and have shed the weight and get the staccato aspect going. Yeah. Sound down, the use of staccato alternating with a long note to help elicit complete glottal closure in the upper register as we go down, and then we'll find the mix at the bottom. Be sure to have vibrato on the long notes. allowing chest voice at all, no matter how low I take it. Going at the same time. Now sing a 5-note scale with both registers. A little of both the whole way. So I'm not taking this exercise very high. If she were a belter, I would take that all the way up to maybe E or F above at the top of the staff, and then take her back down, and then beginning adding chest voice as we rise, as I did with the male student. But she is not a belter, so we're not working that way. But she does still need to have the mix mastered in the lower part of the voice, so I only took her up to about a G or A flat, about as high as we can do that. Okay, now, with the same mixy feeling, ya, the vowel ya. Moving into head voice as you rise. To transition. To help her to make the transition from mix into head voice and back and forth again, so that she can have strength in the bottom when she goes down, but at the same time have a seamless transition as she rises. Okay, Marilyn is here. We'll get to the repertoire. So tell us what you're going to sing, Barbara.
I'm going to be singing Nuit d'Étoiles by Claude Debussy.
Nuit. Nuit, say this for me.
Nuit
d'Étoiles.
D'Étoiles.
By Claude
Debussy.
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 Yeah, okay.
Nuit d'Étoiles, sous tes voiles, sous ta brise et tes parfums.
Okay, very nice. Now, your phrasing is a little one note at a time. Nuit d'étoiles. And what I'd like to hear is nuit d'étoiles. So a little more of a sense of legato. Just sing this first note for me. Nuit, nuit.
Nuit.
Now realize that it's essentially, the tongue stays in the same place through this the sound. The tongue is E the whole time. So just sing this for me. Say, nee. See? See if you can get a sensation of that being a little more masky. Good. Okay. Now feel where your tongue is when you do that. Do it again. Good. Now keep your tongue there and go, and start with your lips round and then let them relax. is you're changing your tongue. You're going nui. Keep it in the E vowel position. Right, exactly. And then that helps to channel your sound. So once your sound is channeled through that E vowel position, you can just keep it there. See if you can do that, okay? Just right on your entrance. Ready? Good. So you need to now crescendo it. Ready and sing. Good. So you see that crescendo that's there over breeze? You know, take advantage of that. You do a little bit of a crescendo on the suta as well, though. And see if you can find that same E vowel spot that you found on the nui, on the breeze, and then do that crescendo that's written there. But on suta, ready and sing. Suta Good. And now the su wants to be under because it's a dark vowel, su, and it'll want to go to the back of the mouth. So you have to really consciously think of keeping that same placement that you found on the yi at the very beginning, even though the vowel is u. Su. See if you can have a forward feeling there. Ready and sing. Good. And then you're right in tune. Okay. So it's a matter of, in the middle range, forward placement is very important. When you go higher, of course, then we begin in the female voice, begin to add backspace. It's not true with the male voice. Male voice stays forward the entire time. Understand that the male voice is a lower octave. And it functions exactly the way the female voice would function if it was singing in that octave. And likewise, when you're training a countertenor, the male voice functions the same way the female voice does when singing in this octave. A larynx is a larynx is a larynx, regardless of gender. In this range, though, you really can afford to be very forward and really concentrate on that forward diction. Now, when you get higher, then you begin adding the backspace. Okay. So let's do that again. From so, really trying to keep that oo vowel right in the front there. And sing. And it's coming out a little like J, which would be, I have, instead of just I dream. So, je, see if you can get this, just sing this note for me. Je, ready? Good, that placement is nice. Now, as you crescendo and rise to the rev, allow the backspace to come in there. Okay? Ready and sing. Right. And then always the challenge, once you've done the high note, which was glorious this time, as you're coming down, you want to be careful to prevent flatting. Because as you're singing a descending scale, the line is relaxing and it makes your body want to relax. So you have to resist the temptation to do that. So, and you also have to buy back the forward placement that you lost a little bit by singing the high note. You go more for the backspace as you sing the high note, but then when you come down, you have to go forward, 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 forward. Okay? So, let's do it again from je, re, and sing. The vowel is actually re rêve. Now, I don't mind that you close that vowel a little bit if you really need to maintain focus of tone. But let's see if you can do it with an vowel, which is correct. So go from je rêve, ready, sing.
Je rêve aux amours divins.
Right, yeah, it works just fine. Sometimes you need a cheat, like closing a vowel when a female voice is in the lower part of the middle range and wants to lose focus and be breathy. But see, we've done the exercises to fix that problem. So she's not having that problem, so she doesn't really need that cheat anymore, where she may have at one time. Okay, let's go on. Le soleil, right on that, and one.
La sereine mélancolie vient éclairer au fond de mon cœur.
Okay, let's take care of the diction here. La sereine mélancolie, vient you have a liaison there, vient éclore au fond de mon cœur. Okay, la sereine, try that again. La, and sing.
La sereine mélancolie vient éclairer au fond de mon cœur.
Good. Now, you sing for this. Via, sing via for me.
Via.
See, you're darkening it slightly, which is causing it to be a little under pitch. And it's really as an e vowel, nasalized, and you can afford to go a little bit towards a with this particular sound. Via, okay?
Via.
Right, think very forward in the teeth. Via.
Via.
Better. Now, via tes claws. So it's via tes claws, okay? Just those three notes. Ready?
Via tes claws.
So, via tes claws.
Via tes claws.
Better. And the all vowel, of course, you know, it's a dark vowel and it wants to sag, so you really have to keep forward there too. And the same thing, you've gone up a little bit, so you've got a little bit of backspace, so you have to buy back the forward placement. Okay? Now go back to La Sereine. Ready?
La sereine.
Be very careful not to say sereine, okay? Because that would be a different word entirely. Sereine. La sereine. Ready, and sing.
La sereine mélancolie vient éclairer au fond de mon cœur.
It sounds like you're saying vient éclair instead of claw. Claw. Vient éclair. And I think, you know, it may just be the way it's coming out, but really shape the all vowel. Go ahead and round your lips like this. On that word. Okay, try it again. La sereine, and sing.
La sereine mélancolie vient éclore au fond de mon cœur. Et j'entends l'âme de mon vie frissonner.
Yeah, at the bass string. And then here again on et j'entends, et j'entends. Now that A vowel resonates like an E vowel does, and is right in that same place as what we have the word nuit. In fact, it's on the same note. Okay? So sing for me, nuit, which you sang so beautifully before. Sing that word.
Nuit.
Okay, there's your good E vowel. Now sing E. Right, so the A vowel resonates like the E vowel. It's slightly more open, but if it goes then you know you're getting into sag zone. So j'entends. Right on that j'entends, and do you see where we are? Right here. Ready, and sing.
Et j'entends l'âme de mon vie tressailler dans les
Le bois rêveur, and I know it doesn't say to take a retard, but I think it needs just a little bit of one.
Okay.
L'âme de ma vie tressaillir dans le bois rêveur. I think it just needs a little to get le bois rêveur to really sound right. Okay? Just do this again from et j'entends, same place we were before. Et j'entends. That forward placement feeling on the A. Ready, sing. So here what happens to you is as you go from, you've got this nuit day, and that's really working pretty well, and then you go to the toi, which is, you know, it's actually not a dark ah. It should be, there's two ahs in French. There's an ah and an ah. But this is the bright toi, toile. And it can follow that same forward placement spot. And it'll be right in tune if you do that. Right on it. And sing. So after you, Helena, it goes, I think you're just going on too low there. So I want you to stop on the D this time. So sing, you're going to sing C'est ton Helena, and then stop on the E, okay? Right on the C'est ton Helena. C'est ton Helena. Just learned a wrong note there. Okay, so let's try that again. Have a real sense of sweep up on this. C'est ton Helena. Okay, and on that, starting on that note, and sing. C'est ton Helena. Okay. So this time, Marilyn, if you would double her there when we get to that spot. And then these words, c'est ton a. Say that?
C'est ton a.
Right, right. C'est ton haleine. You know, eventually it would be nice. You're singing a lot of the like les, tes, these kinds of words closed. Like for instance, you're saying tes regards bleus comme les cieux. It really should be tes regards bleus comme les cieux. Yeah, those should not be closed unless they're in vocalic harmonization, as in les étoiles, for instance, where it's followed by a word with an accent aigu over the E. In this case, they really should be open, but we'll not work on that right now. But c'est ton haleine, right on that, and c'est ton haleine. Right. See, because what you're tending to say is say, and it's c'est, right. C'est ton haleine. And then okay. C'est ton haleine, ready, and sing. C'est ton haleine. There you go. Right, et ces étoiles sont tes yeux. So let's just do that slowly, right from et ces étoiles, ready, and et ces étoiles sont tes yeux. Okay, so et ces étoiles just double her on that? Right on that? Ready? And. Listening back to the recording time and time again, you'll get that. Okay, well, let's go on from there. Dynamics are indicating that you're supposed to start out pianissimo and get softer from there, which is sort of an unrealistic thing to request. And then it says pianissimo again at the end, retard and diminuendo. So pianissimo being, as soft as possible. To be softer than that is to be softer than possible, which, let's not think of that. And, also it says morendo jusqu'à la fin, gets die away as the, and, I think you have to have enough sound that your voice is free and that you don't, feel like you're choking back your voice. So don't be so concerned about that. Just think about keeping the voice forward and focused, allowing the high note to bloom by getting your backspace. As you're coming down, do what you need to do to bring the voice forward and stay in tune, all that stuff that we've been working on all along. Okay, so let's do this again from bottom of page 21. Ready, and just sing that. Right, the tongue is in the position of while the lips are in the position of fa. Very nice. Okay, thank you very much, and that's all for today.